Okay, so literally, with annual compounding, you may have noticed that after 1 year, you've got 2% more than you started with. You started with 100, you now have 102, that's exactly 2% more. But if you look at the monthly results, ooh, there's a lot of different formulas in this one. I'll zoom in on just one. You may have noticed, hang on a second, we gotta use the right monthly account. Can't use that one, that's the rounded value. Here, right here, and I want to increase the, there. It's not perfect, but that's more, that's more than $102. It's not much more, but it's more. It's $102 and about 2 cents. So it ends up being not 2%, but 2.01, whatever I put here, 2.0184%. That's better, yeah? I mean, it's not much better. Excuse me, squeaky. It's not much better, but it's better. So did everybody try that against 24 months to see how it worked? Hopefully, maybe, yes. All you've got to do, APY, annual percentage yield, is a kind of a weird term. But what it means is, it means literally this. Pretend this was an annual account. Even though it's monthly, pretend it's annual. If it was annual, you'd actually be getting 2.0184%. It's 2% monthly, which is actually better when you compound it. Excuse me, it's 2% monthly, which is better than 2% annually when you compound it 12 times. It's confusing, isn't it? It's confusing as hell. Yeah, Trent, I totally get it. It's confusing as hell. It took me years to understand what APY meant. I kept looking at the bank accounts and I kept looking at them and they show the APR and the APY, and the API was always bigger, and I'm like, why the hell, why would they advertise both things? And then I realized because if they don't, they get fined. But then I'm like, okay, but that's why they give you both, but why is the other one always bigger? And the reason is simply because customers are going to want to see the bigger number because they realize they're getting a better deal with the larger number. Larger number means more paid back, more paid back. So did you try number 9 and see how, this doesn't require Excel. Number 9 doesn't require Excel. You can just do it by hand. So let's figure it out. Blank screen. All right, we'll go up here. Yeah. Okay, so for the monthly APY, not APR, but APY, yield, what it is actually yielding from the account, 2.0184%. Which, of course, is useless in that form. We have to change it to a decimal. So hopefully you realized in year 0, there was $100 in the account. Year 1, if you apply that APY, you would take the $100 and multiply it by 1 point that, and that would give you what was sitting in the 12-month category. I know it's confusing. I think this is why bankers make so much money, because nobody actually understands what the hell's going on, and you trust them to do it for you. What's the matter?
I don't have any money.
Well, that's how much time do you have for answer? I got many, many answers for you, my friend. So again, backing up, when you run, this is not terrible to do mathematically. All you've got to do is you're multiplying by 100 to see what the decimal place. So it's only $102 and 0.0184 cents. Does that number look familiar to you? You can say yes.
Yes.
Because you saw it right here. It's right here. Can you see that? You can't see that. It's right here at 12 months in the monthly compounding. 102.0184. I'm going to take 2 decimals away so it looks better. So in other words, yes, when you compounded using the smaller percentage divided by 12, you got to that amount. That's the APR, 2%. when you divide by 12 and then apply the multiplication 12 times, you end up actually earning more than 2%. That's the beauty of exponential growth of money. So you'd actually, if you wanted to bypass all the monthly and skip right to annually, whoop, 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 I don't know what I'm doing that for, you use the 0.020184. So then my question in number 9 was, make sure it makes sense for 2 years. So what do you think? What do you think for 2 years? What are you going to do to get the 2 years? Please, time.
Square rooted? Would that be?
Describe for me what you're doing. Instead of using math terms, tell me what you're going to do next. Take this amount. Don't overthink it. To get from here to here, you multiply by this, right?
Yeah.
So to get from here to here, what are you going to do? Don't overthink it. Multiply by that again. Remember, that's all we've been doing this entire time is year to year, you're multiplying by a rate to get to the next year. Same thing.
So square root?
Not square root, just multiplying again. You're going to take the previous year's amount, 102.0184, and multiply it by the same rate you did the first year. It's growth of money. You have to apply the rate to the growth of money. So you're going to multiply that by 1.020184. That's going to keep that amount and add an additional 2.0184 to it.
Isn't that just square root?
No, square rooting would make it smaller. You're talking about going the other direction, which is to take a number and break it down to its component factors, not to take a number and make it bigger by multiplying it by something larger. I think you're thinking the right thing but saying the wrong thing. Can you show me what you did? I can see what you did. That's squaring, not square rooting. Good Lord, brother. Yes, you are saying the right thing. You're saying the right thing, brother. You're doing it this way. Just so you know, you're doing the right thing. Just call it the wrong thing. What Ty did is also correct. Just so you know, it's actually probably more accurate to do it that way. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. It's the same. It's just as good. He took the $100 that he started with and applied this twice. That's exactly what we did here. We applied it once here and once back here. It's the same exact math. That makes me feel much better. Yes. Squaring. Square rooting comes later when we have to reverse engineer a rate. We'll get to that next meeting, I promise. Okay. So let's do the math on that. Oh, you can't see this yet. Ow, damn it. I shot myself. Okay, let's do the math on this. Okay. So I got 102.0184 times 1.020184. I get about $104.08. Is that what y'all did? $104.08? Of course you can't see it because of that damn cork thing nobody uses. So when I run this math right here, that's when I get $104.08, yeah? There it is. Okay, got it. Found it. Okay, so allegedly using an APY of 2.0184% and then going out 2 years, we should be sitting on not $104.04, which is how much we had with 2%. We should be sitting on more, about $104.08. Let us scroll and look. Love it. There it is right there. There it is. $104.08. Let's see how accurate we are at decimals. Let's bump some decimals out. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, the APY is higher because of the exponential behavior of the multiply by multiply by multiply by multiply. You're picking up a little bit of extra each time over one compound. More compounds equals better return. Now, of course, it's got to be more compounds on the same rate. We learned that by rounding, right? If you round incorrectly, it actually looks like fewer compounds is better. But that's because you rounded up. Your original rate wasn't 2%, it was higher than 2%. So there's a couple things you have to look at when you're saving money. You look at the rate they're offering you, and you also look at how many times they're compounding. As I was Googling around making this quiz on Sunday, I saw daily compounding, I saw weekly, I saw monthly, and I saw annually. And the rates were close. So now you know how to run the math on them to see which one's going to be best for you, which is totally freaking rad. Cool, we buying this? Okay, let's try the let's go. Let's try the let's go. So, and towards the bottom there, I asked you to find the APY for the weekly and the daily. There's no W next to that. There's no W next to that because you really don't need to show any work. You can actually go straight to a certain place in each one of those to figure out what the APY is. That's on monthly right there, just so you know, Jonathan. That's going to be the wrong one to look at. I'm going to scroll over in a second. I'm not going to ask you everything because I know they're going to do that. That's the thinking face. I know that now. Don't ask him. He's fine. He's just thinking. I'm going to pause here for a second, friends. We're going to regroup.